Hello again, it's Edward Insane here, and I thought that in this video I would talk about my characters, well, mostly about my character Tomi. I have another character named Lawrence, who I'll probably talk about in another video, but I don't really feel like talking about him right now. I feel more like talking about Tomi. So Tomi is a Japanese fox, and in Japanese folklore, foxes can transform, and so she transforms into a girl, and right now I have her as this Create Monster High doll, and I need to redo her face because that's not what I want her to look like. I really don't want her to look like this doll at all, but this is like the only doll I have right now that will work for her. So she's not gonna look anything like this really whenever I get her looking the way I want. But anyways, Tomi is a fox, and she's kind of feisty and mischievous, and she works at a shrine as a Miko, and she lives there with a raccoon dog who can also transform. And when he's in his human form, he usually is a fat, jolly grandpa type guy. And I don't know his name yet. I just recently thought him up like the other day. So I don't know his name, but he's like kind of like a father figure for Tomi, because I think he's gonna like find her when she's a kit and adopt her and raise her and all that. And so yeah, they live in the shrine, and right now my doll is wearing this kimono that I made for her. This is the first time I've made anything for a Monster High doll, or any dolls really. I made stuff for me and adult-sized people, but not for dolls. I made something for plushies before, but that's her little obi. And my mom has all this really great fabric that's good for dolls, because she used to make me tons of doll clothes for my American Girl dolls when I was growing up. So she has all this super awesome fabric. And that's a little obi bow, which is just Velcro because I didn't feel like tying it. So I just made a bow and sewed it on there. So yeah, that's her little kimono. It's not perfect, and the next one I make, I'm probably going to make longer so that I can fold it like how they actually wear kimonos. But I thought it turned out pretty good. Anyways, Tomi's story is that one day when she's working at the shrine doing her Miko duties, she sees on the steps of the shrine a samurai who is bloody and half dead, or mostly dead, and so she rescues him and like takes care of him, and her and Grandpa take care of him. Maybe that's the raccoon dog's name, is just Grandpa. Maybe he doesn't have a name. Anyways, her and Grandpa take care of him and kind of bring him back to life. And in that time, it takes like a long time because he is like really almost dead. It takes him like several months to really get better. And they get really close, and he, like, once he starts feeling better, he like helps to like repay them for their kindness. He like helps around the shrine and stuff. So even whenever he's not like nearly dead, he still stays longer so that he can help them and kind of repay them for their kindness. And like I said, Tomi's pretty feisty, and she likes to play tricks. So I don't know exactly how yet, but she's gonna steal his samurai swords, and it's like a big insult to him and his pride that he'd be off guard enough that someone could steal his swords, but she thinks it's like funny and it's a game to her. She gives them back, but it's still his pride is wounded, so he kind of like wants to get her back. Like, he wants to play a trick on her to kind of earn some of his honor back. And one day he's gonna go to the hot springs and take a bath, and he sees Tomi about to get into the hot springs, and she's naked. Ooh. And he sees that she has a foxtail, and so he's like, damn it, that woman tricked me twice because she took my swords and now she's a fox, which he didn't know that. So now he really wants to get her back. And in the Japanese folklore, the foxes have like an orb, like a glowing ball of light that holds their power, and sometimes it holds their soul. It just depends on the myth. But anyways, the orb's really, like, it holds their power and it's really sacred to them, and they, like, if anything happens to it, they could die or lose their powers or whatever. And whenever she's in her human form, she keeps her orb, she transforms it into like a necklace, which I haven't made one yet. I will eventually. But so the samurai, who I don't know what his name is going to be yet either, probably something to do with Toshiro Mifune, because Toshiro Mifune is like my favorite guy ever in movies. Anyways, samurai notices that, like, she always wears this necklace all the time, so he figures out that that's probably her orb, and so he takes it from her. He tricks it out of her somehow, and so she's like, please give it back, I have to have it, please, I'll do anything you want. And he's like, oh yeah, well then I want you to marry me, and then you can have your orb back. So they get married and live happily ever after and have little fox babies. Not really have fox babies, because in the folklore they don't ever have fox babies, even though they're foxes. If they marry a human in their human form and they have babies, it's just human, I guess. Whoa, there was a boom. Anyways, so yeah, that's Tomi. Oh, I didn't talk about her name. Her name is from my favoritist Toshiro Mifune movie ever, called Samurai Rebellion. Another boom. That's weird. Anyways, that movie is like my favorite samurai movie ever, and I love Toshiro Mifune, and the character Tomi in the movie is the baby. People are exploding things, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that's what her name is from. And I think she's gonna be like 200 years old, because foxes, depending on the folklore, it's either when they turn 50 or 100 years old, then they can transform into whatever they want. Usually they transform into people. And I guess it's fireworks. I guess I'm done talking because there's fireworks. Anyways, that's pretty much all about Tomi, and I hope that you guys found it interesting. Oh, I was going to say that as far as BJDs go, like the sculpts I've been thinking about, I'm looking for a sculpt that is sweet, but also kind of feisty and mischievous. I found one on Only Doll that I really like, called, I don't know how to say it, Roudie, Rhodey, I guess. Anyways, she's really cute, and I really like her look, and her sculpt is awesome, but she's kind of too young looking. I kind of want her to look like she's in her 20s, but this doll doesn't look that old. She looks more like she's in her early teens. So I don't know. If you guys have a suggestion for a sculpt that's sweet but also feisty, that would be awesome. I got some suggestions from some people on DOA, which they're pretty awesome sculpts, but they're more expensive, and Only Dolls pretty inexpensive, and they do free face-ups. So I was like, maybe I'll just make this doll work. So that but I don't know. I would like to save and get one that's more like Tomi. Anyways, oh, I'll also put a link down in the description of this picture I found of a fox on my Tumblr. That when I saw this picture, it was like, oh my gosh, that is Tomi. That's exactly her when she's in her fox form. That's just her. So it was kind of funny that I found that, and so I saved the picture. But I'll put a link of that down below. So yeah, I think that's it. And maybe I'll do another video about Lawrence soon, because I also like him a lot, and he's pretty awesome. Okay, I guess I'll see you or talk to you guys later. Bye!